What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, back here again on the U to the 2. So, I know I'm kind of late. It's been quite a busy weekend, but I wanted to take the chance to get on here and do a video, talk some pro wrestling. Pretty much going to talk about. I just recently, this past Saturday, I went to Major League Wrestling Superfight and Fusion, MLW Superfight and MLW Fusion, which took place at the Grady Cole Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. So a couple of hours from my hometown. But yeah, went to that, sat front row. So going to talk a little bit about that experience. Also, give my quick review on the Terminus 2 show. I finally got a chance to watch that. It took me a while. I had it, I had ordered it, but I hadn't gotten a chance to watch it until earlier today. So, finally got around to doing that. So, I'll give my thoughts on that. And just, a couple of things. A little bit of Stardom. Some AEW, got more qualifying participants for the Face of the Revolution ladder match. Also got another surprise reveal joining the AEW roster. I'll go into that. Had another TNT title defense. Have a one of the tag teams that won the Battle Royal to qualify for the triple threat tag team match for the tag titles in AEW. So talk some AEW. Also have some unfortunate news with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Two competitors will be withdrawing from the New Japan Cup that's about to start in a couple of days. So unfortunate news there. And gonna talk some WWE, I guess. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I don't have too much to say about Stardom. All I know is, Kairi Sane, she's gonna be busy. Come March 26th and 27th at Ryogoku. Tag team match with Mayu Iwatani going up against Tam Nakano and Unagi Sayaka. And then she'll also have a one-on-one singles match against Starlight Kid. So Kairi's going to be busy. Looks like she's probably going to be feuding with Oedo Tai for a bit. But we'll see how that goes. Of course, she has a bond with Natsupoi. So, we'll see what happens as more of that story develops. And we know that the next competitors that's going to challenge Koguma and Hazuki for the Goddess of Stardom tag titles are Momo Watanabe, and she revealed her special partner, which just ended up being Starlight Kid. So, not really a surprise. But Momo and Starlight Kid going to be challenging for the Goddess of Stardom tag titles. Now, of course, recently Starlight Kid was dethroned by Azumi, so she is no longer the high-speed champion. So, this is what they're going to be doing with Starlight Kid and Momo Watanabe. Going to have a shot at the tag titles, so definitely something to look forward to. But don't really have too much to say about Stardom. I'll go ahead and talk about the unfortunate New Japan Pro Wrestling news. So, unfortunately, Kota Ibushi and Hiroyoshi Tenzan are withdrawing out of the New Japan Cup. Pretty much due to injury and health reasons. So, let me pull up the article. But yeah, just they were looking forward to Kota Ibushi's return, but apparently, from the results of medical evaluations and such, decided that they're going to delay his return, and not only delay his return, but thought it would be best that he withdraw from the New Japan Cup. And then Hiroyoshi Tenzan, which I believe he has been dealing with a knee injury. Yeah, he's still recovering from a knee injury, so he won't be in the New Japan Cup. So the opponents that had to face these two in the first round, which were the Great O'Karn and let's see, Taichi, or the winner of the Taichi and Toriano match will pretty much get a forfeit. So pretty much everybody that was to face Kota Ibushi and Hiroyoshi Tenzan, or whatever their spots were going to be, they're going to advance due to forfeit from Hiroyoshi Tenzan and Kota Ibushi. Such a bummer. I know a lot of people were looking forward to seeing, especially Kota Ibushi's return, but sadly, it's going to have to wait for a bit. And I still hope that someday Saya Kamitani gets her match against Kota Ibushi, but you gotta be able to do it when they're both 100%. And right now, Kota Ibushi's not 100%. So it's the right thing to do. It's unfortunate, but it's a little bit of a damper on the New Japan Cup. But still, I expect it to be a great New Japan Cup. There's still a lot of matches to see, a lot of matchups. I still think it'll be a good tournament, despite not having Hiroyoshi Tenzan and Kota Ibushi. I think it's still going to be a good tournament. So just speedy recovery for the both of them, and I hope everything goes well. But you never want to see folks go down to injury, and it's never fun. It's never fun. Okay, let's go ahead and do the quick review of Terminus 2 that took place recently, this past Thursday, actually. Finally got around to watching the whole show. They had a pre-show match, which was broken into 3 rounds. But it was a singles match in 3 rounds. It was Adam Priest versus Invictus Cash. It was a pretty decent match overall. It was pretty back and forth. And Invictus Cash was able to get the submission victory in round 3 with a rear naked choke, with a body scissors. So was able to tap out Adam Priest. So Invictus Cash wins the pre-show match. And then getting into the main card, they started off with the Terminal Eliminator match. So it's 4 competitors. It was Chris Sabin versus Trey Lamar versus Kenny Alfonso versus Leon Ruff. Now, the way it works, it was pretty much like a fatal 4-way. They'll have 2 in the ring at a time, and then the other 2 are on the outsides. Of course, they could tag in, from the apron and such. Once the first person's eliminated, then all 3 competitors can compete all at once, like a triple threat style. And then it's pretty much process of elimination until there's 1 left. Now, of course, I know Chris Sabin and Leon Ruff. Seeing these other 2 for the first time, Trey Lamar and Kenny Alfonso, and I thought they were really cool. And this was a good match that showcased all 4 competitors pretty well. And the process of elimination, Trey Lamar got the first elimination, eliminating Kenny Alfonso after hitting a froggy bow. Kind of similar to what Mark Briscoe does. And then Leon Ruff eliminated Trey Lamar. He caught him with a cutter, like an avalanche, not an avalanche cutter, but caught him off the turnbuckle, flying off the turnbuckle into a cutter. So, caught him with that. And then Chris Sabin got the final elimination, hitting Leon Ruff with a cradle shot. So, Chris Sabin won this Fatal 4-Way match, this Terminal Eliminator match. But you know what? I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I like all 4 competitors. And you know what? It was good stuff. Way to kick off Terminus 2. Alright. And we had some ladies action. We actually had 2 women's matches tonight. Or at this show. So the first one was Killer Kate going up against Queen Aminata. Now, this was my first time seeing Killer Kate. Queen Aminata, I've seen a handful of times on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation. She's been wrestling a lot of those matches. But this match was all right. I mean, I wouldn't say that I had a whole lot of hype behind this match. I just knew who one of the competitors was, and I was like, oh, cool. Let's see how this goes. But Queen Aminata got the victory with a small package. Now, she did get a technical warning due to hair pulling and a hair toss. You know, one of the rules with Terminus matches is no hair pulling or tossing like that. You'll get a warning for the first time. A second offense is a disqualification. So that happened during the match. Like I said, if you're watching Terminus for the first time, just you got to get used to the different set of rules. So might take some getting used to. Anyway, we had a tag team match next. We had Kevin Blackwood and Red Death, Daniel Garcia, going up against Joe Keys and Dante Caballero. Now, of course, Joe Keys and Dante Caballero were in the first Terminus show, and were able to pick up a victory. And sure enough, they were actually able to pick up a victory in this match, defeating Daniel Garcia and Kevin Blackwood. And actually, Joe Keys got busted up during this match. But, yeah, he got busted open, was bleeding and everything. But it was a pretty intense match going towards the end. But Keys and Caballero got the double team finisher on Kevin Blackwood, got the 1, 2, 3. So pretty dang on good tag team match, I would say. I can't say that I had any complaints. Next up, we had the women right back in action. Second match, the Professor, Serena Deeb, took on Liza Hall. Now, of course, I've never seen Liza Hall before. This was my first time seeing her in action. And, of course, you know, Serena Deeb is a veteran, longtime veteran. And you know what? This was actually a good match. I really was surprised. Liza Hall's pretty dang on decent wrestler. I really enjoyed this match. These two ladies going at it, trading submissions, a very technical showdown between these two ladies. I was actually pretty impressed. I mean, Serena Deeb, I can expect it, but Liza Hall definitely surprised me. I was digging it. But sure enough, Serena Deeb was able to get the victory in overtime. She defeated Liza Hall. And you know what? Like I said, kudos to both ladies. This was a good match. This was definitely a good match. I definitely enjoyed it. But Serena Deeb doing her thing at Terminus 2, picking up a victory. Alright, next up we had the match that was pretty much my favorite of the night. Shane Swerve Strickland taking on the American Wolf, Davey Richards. Now, while this was my favorite match. Just didn't like how it ended. I enjoyed this match, just did not like the ending, but not so much with, the fact of, Swerve getting the victory, but the whole count-out rule with the Terminus rules. So, with Terminus, the outside the ring count, it's not 10, it's not 20, it's 5. So if you can't get back into the ring by the count of 5, you lose. You lose by count out. 5 is... But at the same time, the whole idea is that it's supposed to emphasize keeping it in the ring. So, I mean... I guess. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but I see what they're trying to do. I'm just not a fan of it. But sure enough, Davey Richards and Swerve did their thing. I love both of these competitors. Great match. Just didn't like the ending. Got to the outside. Swerve did like a diving double foot stomp onto Davey Richards while he was on the apron. Well, he was actually kind of draped from the turnbuckle towards the apron. But yeah, Swerve got that double foot stomp and then got back in the ring. Davey Richards couldn't make it back into the ring. So therefore, Swerve won by countout. Just not the type of finish I like to see. Like, countout finishes are just lame to me. And especially with the countout only being up to a count of 5, that's terrible. But still, love both of these competitors. Still enjoyed the match for what it was. Alrighty, we had Jay Lethal versus Baron Black. Now, Jay Lethal was supposed to compete in the first Terminus show, but wasn't able to make it due to travel issues. Of course, at the time, they were dealing with a lot of snow, so he wasn't able to make it. Baron Black did compete, but thankfully, they were able to get Jay Lethal for Terminus 2. And sure enough, we got Jay Lethal versus Baron Black. And, this was a good back and forth match. Baron Black really showed some great toughness in this match. And after all, he's also been wrestling on AEW, Dark and Dark Elevation as well. So he's been getting it in, So, of course, Jay Lethal, fan favorite, great wrestler, a longtime veteran, and definitely shows. But he was able to get the victory over Baron Black after hitting a lethal injection in overtime. So that's another match where it went to overtime. So overall, good match. Definitely liked what both of these guys did. Baron Black, Jay Lethal, 2 thumbs up. And then the main event. This was for the ROH Original World Championship. Contested under pure rules. The champ, the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham, defended against one half of Proud and Powerful, Santana. Now, this had a 60-minute time limit, and of course, Terminus rules aren't in place. This is based on the rules of the Original World Championship, ROH Original World Championship. So it is pretty cool that they'll at least do that. They'll induct the actual rules for, whatever that title of whatever that promotion is. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's cool. The match was all right, but I felt like it could have been better. I mean, it was somewhat entertaining, but, the whole idea was, Santana wanted to fight. He wanted to fight, bump all the pure rules. He wanted to fight. But, he does show that, he can wrestle. He can hang with Jonathan Gresham. But, for the most part, it was all right. it could have been better. I feel like it could have been a better match, like as far as match quality, but it was still pretty decent. But Jonathan Gresham did retain, got a jackknife pin on Santana, and he is still your ROH original world champion. Overall, I don't know if I could say this Terminus show was as good as the first one, but I mean, the shows don't cost much. I mean, they're on the fight app and fight site, and they're like what, 17, 18 bucks. I mean, they're not expensive. They're not like super duper pay-per-view expensive, you know what I mean? So I mean, I'm cool with it. I just feel like the first Terminus show was a little better than this recent one this past Thursday. I'm just saying. But I still enjoyed it for what it was. You know what I mean? But, you know, hopefully just more and more. It looks like they're doing these monthly. So, hopefully more and more they can showcase some more talent. You know, veterans, you know, rookies, whichever. And, you know, really continue to build better cards as time passes. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, that's Terminus. I enjoyed it for what it was. Anyway, let's talk some AEW. So, for AEW, we had quite a bit happen. So I know we had the Tag Team Battle Royal that took place, and you had a number of tag teams in this Battle Royal. I mean, you had 2.0, you had the Dark Order, John Silver and Alex Reynolds, you had Private Party, you had the Gun Club, Austin and Colton, you had Best Friends were in there, the Young Bucks, Butcher and the Blade, and I must say, the Butcher, he been toning up. Look like he lost some weight. Butcher looks pretty toned now. Of course, Santana and Ortiz, Proud and Powerful were there. FTR were there, and of course, Red Dragon. Yeah. Red Dragon were there. And sure enough, Kyle O'Reilly got the final elimination for his team, and Red Dragon advances to Revolution for the triple threat tag title match. So we know it's going to be the Young Bucks, and we know it's going to be the just the Young Bucks, Red Dragon, and of course Jurassic Express. Now, I believe they're going to have another qualifying opportunity. Yeah, I believe they're going to have one more qualifier, because I think it's supposed to be a fatal 4-way, if I remember correctly, for the tag titles. So I have to look into that, but yeah, there's actually, let me look that up right now, because I don't want to steer anybody wrong. Oh, so it is three-way. It's a three-way tag team match. So only Red Dragon has qualified. So the Young Bucks will have to try in the final qualifier in order to qualify for this. Which there should be one this coming Dynamite. So the Young Bucks still have a chance to qualify, but right now the only team that's qualified is Red Dragon. But I'm pretty sure, something tells me I'm pretty sure either the Young Bucks Either the Young Bucks or probably Santana and Ortiz may be the final teams to qualify. But like I said, something tells me it's going to be the Young Bucks because they got kind of a storyline going with Red Dragon and with Adam Cole. So something tells me it's going to be the Young Bucks. But we'll see. We'll see. I've been wrong before. We had quite an epic promo from MJF to the point where the dude was in tears, or at least shed one tear, but there were probably more. But wow. That's one thing I will say. MJF is gold. Nah, he's platinum on the mic. And you know what? I think MJF has a grand opportunity to become one of this era's best heels, if not top 10 heels of all time. I think MJF could actually be that. I think he could be that. Just better and better and better and better and better. Just going up, going up, going up. But that was quite a promo. Really digging into history that he has behind his love for CM Punk. His love of wrestling. Really, really deep promo from MJF. Man, I tell you, man, Revolution is going to be awesome. Oh, it is going to be so awesome. I can't wait to preview the card this coming week for it. Of course, CM Punk came down at the end, and was like, hey, like, is it true? Is it true? But MJF walked out. He walked out. Didn't say anything, just walked out. And oh, how excited I got with this next reveal. So we had a tag team match, which this was a great tag team match. So we had the Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi Black, Brody King, taking on Pac and the resurrected Pentagon Dark. That's right. Pentagon Dark, who I remember seeing back at Lucha Underground. But yeah, Penta El Cielo Mero no more. So I really like his return theme. All new look. Penta Oscuro, which is Pentagon Dark. But yeah, this match was amazing. And you know what? I really liked how this was going, even up to the end, where Malachi Black was getting ready to spit that mist, but Pentagon Dark actually covered his mouth, like to prevent from him spraying him in the face with the mist, and was able to actually roll him up for the pin. So Pentagon Dark, Pac, got the victory over the Kings of the Black Throne, but Kings of the Black Throne would eventually get the last laugh. So after some coughing and, almost near choking and taking some water in from Malachi Black, they were able to get the last laugh as the lights went off, and the lights came back on, and Buddy Matthews is in the ring. Now, for a moment, it looked like he was going to side with Pac and Penta, but oh, no. He ended up attacking attacking Pac. And pretty much Malachi Black got in his ear and everything. And they flat out destroyed Pac. They disregarded Penta. They took him out of the fray and just jacked up Pac. And I think it is safe to say that a clear message was sent and that Buddy Matthews has joined the Kings of the Black Throne. Which I'm not surprised, because like I said, that was the silhouette of him during the last Kings of the Black Throne promo. That silhouette in the back, that was Buddy Matthews. I knew that was Buddy Matthews. So I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. If anything, I'm just happy that he was finally revealed and it's official. Buddy Matthews is All Elite. And of course, what's really cool is he's also working New Japan Pro Wrestling shows as well. So, hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, this can't be any more of a perfect time to have a trios championship in AEW. I mean, you look at Buddy Matthews, Brody King, Malachi Black. I mean, Buddy Matthews, I guess, when it comes down to this point, was like, hey, if you can't beat him, join him. And he had never been able to beat Malachi Black. So, if I can't beat him, join him. That's pretty much what happened. But could you imagine this trio? King, Black, Matthews? Shoot. They could totally be the first AEW Trios champions if they made that title a thing. Shoot, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. So, we had quite a segment with Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston. Their promo went back and forth. And you know what? We got a good taste of heel Jericho on the mic, because he straight up dogged Eddie Kingston. And of course, what did this lead to? Leads to a match at Revolution. We're going to get Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho. And of course, Chris Jericho said if Eddie Kingston, he can't win the big one. He can't. But, hey, if you can beat me, I'll have no problem looking you in the face, shaking your hand, giving you the respect that you earned. So, this is going to be interesting, y'all. Do they put Eddie Kingston over? We'll have to wait and see. But I like what they're doing. Definitely like what they're doing. So I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. We had two more qualify for the Face of the Revolution match, which was Ricky Starks, Absolute Ricky Starks, the FTW champion. He beat Dark Order's 10. And on Rampage, Orange Cassidy defeated Anthony Bowens to qualify for the Face of the Revolution ladder match at Revolution. So, I don't know if they're going to have one more on Wednesday, if they're going to have one more qualifier on Wednesday. But, so here's who you have right now. You have Wardlow. You have Powerhouse Hobbs. You have Keith Lee. You have Absolute Ricky Starks. And you have Orange Cassidy. That's 5 right there. That's 5. I don't know if they're going to do one more and make it 6. Maybe they should. You know, maybe they'll... I don't know. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but who knows? Maybe they'll have another qualifier, make it 6. You know, make it 6. Jade Cargill defended the TBS championship against the Bunny. Kind of felt bad for the Bunny. She didn't even get a freaking entrance. I'm like, dang, y'all dog the Bunny like that? But, of course, even with Matt Hardy in the Bunny's corner, then of course, you know, him and Smart Mark Sterling had their rounds. And it looked like the Bunny was going to utilize the brass knucks to take out Jade Cargill. But of course, she had the championship. That didn't work out for her. And she ended up getting beat with Jaded and pinned. Now, of course, referee Aubrey Edwards ejected both Matt Hardy and Smart Mark Sterling, but it wouldn't have really mattered if they were there or not. It was still going to be the same outcome of Jade Cargill winning. But after the match, Jade Cargill pretty much got on the mic and was like, hey, who's left? Beating everybody, who's left? So Ty Conti comes out and pretty much challenges Jade Cargill. She wants the next shot. And, of course, the Bunny got involved. So, you know, of course, you know, they have a feud there. Got involved and pretty much took out... Jade ended up taking out Ty Conti, but of course, you know, the Bunny got involved during that. And of course, Anna Jay came down for her best friend, you know, chased off the Bunny and Jade. So, I love Ty Conti, but I'm nervous. Now, if she's going to get the next shot against Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship, I hope she dethrones her. I really do. Because if not, y'all got to think about something. Ty Conti has challenged for one, the NWA Women's World Championship, which at the time was held by Serena Deeb. So she's lost to Serena Deeb for a title. When Hikaru Shida was AEW Women's World Champion, she lost to Shida. And then remember, Ty Conti also had a title shot against Dr. Britt Baker DMD, who's currently champion, and she lost to her. So that's 3 title matches. 3 on AEW that Ty Conti has lost. And now she's going to get the opportunity for a 4th, being the TBS Championship. And you're going to have somebody like Jade Cargill, who is, let's be honest, she's been a terrible champion. And you're going to have her beat Ty Conti, who recently won Most Improved Wrestler of the Year. It's not a good look. Because if Jade Cargill beats Ty Conti, then who are you going to have? Who are you going to have beat Jade? I mean, Ruby Soho couldn't do it. You know who? The Bunny couldn't do it. Like, who are you? And she's just, you know, squashing other jobbers. You know? And if Ty Conti can't do it, then, I mean, who are y'all going to have beat her? What, Chris Statlander? Who really should be in the main title picture. But, like, this Jade Cargill title run just, it's excessive. It's excessive. So, I really hope that Ty Conti can dethrone Jade Cargill. I really do. But if Jade loses, or excuse me, if Ty Conti loses to Jade, I am not confident that AEW will ever make her a singles champion. Because 3 opportunities, three title matches, 0-3, and then you're going to have her in a title match against Jade Cargill and she loses to be 0-4. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. So I fear for Ty Conti. But who knows? If she can dethrone her, that'd be great. I hope she does. Because I'm sick of Jade Cargill. She's not even that good. She's like Raka Khan 2.0. Anyway, had a good main event though. Red Death, Daniel Garcia against the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Great technical clinic between the two. But of course, which I thought was really cool seeing Bryan Danielson reverse a dragon screw right into the dang on triangle sleeper. And yeah. The funny thing is just looking at how both of these two were showcased, and just technical battles like this you normally don't see a lot of. And when they happen, they're special. You know what I mean? When they happen, they're special. But they don't happen as much as they could or should. But maybe that's why they spread them out like that, because they're so special. But Bryan Danielson did get the victory. And actually 2.0 ended up ambushing Bryan Danielson. And who comes down for the save? Mox. Helps dispose and eliminate 2.0. And pretty much Moxley and Danielson had a moment. They had a moment of stare down. And Bryan Danielson got on the mic and was like, you know what? So in order for us to fight together, we got to bleed together. Let's have a match at Revolution. But don't be surprised if you're the only person bleeding after the end of it. So y'all, we're going to get John Moxley versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson at Revolution. Dude, I'm telling you, this card is stacking up like Jenga blocks. Like, dude, Revolution is going to be so awesome. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be so awesome. It's going to put WWE Elimination Chamber to absolute shame. You hate to see it. Anyway, Sammy Guevara did defend the TNT Championship against Andrade. But it's pretty safe to say that Matt Hardy is going to sabotage Andrade. I mean, he even did so in the match. And it's just little things. And I think more and more it's going to lead to Jeff Hardy coming by Matt Hardy's side in AEW. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. But seeds are being planted. Little things are happening. That's going to lead to something big. So, keep an eye on that. Other than that, Hook destroyed some of QT's students. Wardlow powerbombed the mess out of Nick Camarado and then pretty much got banned from powerbombs by Shawn Spears. Like he has any authority. I don't know how. Serena Deeb was in action again. Tapped out Kayla Sparks. 5-minute rookie challenge. Something tells me she's going to do a bunch of those. And then out of nowhere, somebody that's not a rookie is going to show up and then beat Serena Deeb. Probably somebody that's how they'll introduce like Mia Yim or some other, new signed big female talent. You know what I mean? But it's just a thought. Just a thought. And then we had the contract signing for the AEW Women's World Championship. We had Thunder Rosa. We had Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and of course she had Rebel and Jamie Hayter in her corner. Of course, both got to speak on the mic. Contract got signed. Thunder Rosa attacked DMD, but of course the numbers game was a factor. But Mercedes Martinez came down and evened the odds, and they were able to take out, Rebel and Jamie Hayter. Of course, Britt Baker got away to safety. But, yeah, it's getting very intense. But I am quite curious if they are going to pull that trigger and have Thunder Rosa beat Britt at Revolution. I thought maybe they were going to save it for Double or Nothing. But, hey, I would not mind if they did it at Revolution. So, we shall see. We shall see. And of course, the main event was how Orange Cassidy defeated Anthony Bowens to qualify for the Face of the Revolution. But you did see a Danhausen appearance. There was a Danhausen appearance. And of course, that kind of sort of helped Orange Cassidy lead to victory. But hey, it's always good to see Danhausen. We can't get enough of him. But I wonder if they're gonna have another. We'll have to see if they're gonna have one more qualifier for the Face of the Revolution ladder match, or if they're just gonna stick with 5. But I do find it kind of interesting that both Powerhouse Hobbs and Absolute Ricky Starks are in this Face of the Revolution match. That's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. But, and I reiterate, Buddy Matthews is all elite. Man, so excited for Buddy Matthews. I've met Buddy Matthews. Great guy. Man, really is built like a tank. Great cruiserweight. Oh, man. I mean, honestly, WWE, Raw, to be honest with you, the only thing that excited me about Raw was Finn Balor's return. Finn Balor's return, teaming up with Tommaso Ciampa and defeating the Dirty Dogs. And Finn Balor stepping up to Damian Priest's challenge for the United States Championship. That's really the only thing about Raw that excited me. I mean, we saw Nikki Ash versus Rhea Ripley for like the 4th or 5th time. I mean, we saw Bianca Belair and Doudrop for the 3rd time. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens now have an opportunity to win the Raw tag titles. They get a title shot. So, which I think is going to be a triple threat. Logan Paul is the Miz's partner, and apparently they're going to take on the Mysterios at WrestleMania. Logan Paul. I know a lot of people were kind of hoping it would be Cody Rhodes, but Logan Paul. Okay. Dana Brooke got the 24/7 championship back, but I don't care. So, NXT 2.0. We had two of the women's Dusty Cup quarterfinal matches as the tournament kicked off. We had Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray teaming up and taking out Lash Legend and Amari Miller, which, I mean, it was an easy pick. But yeah, Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray advanced. And then you had Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter, and they took on and defeated Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley. Of course, you know, I look at that team as the female Motor City Machine Guns, as they hit a variation of the Skull and Bones to get the victory. And of course, Ivy Nile pretty much attacked Tatum Paxley after the match, which, I mean, I don't know if that now means that that tag team is no more, or, you know, she's never going to be a part of Diamond Mine. I don't know. But yeah. So, guess Ivy Nile's a sore loser. But those two tag teams advanced, and I believe they're going to be facing each other in the semifinals, because I think they're on the same side. Let me check the bracket right quick. Ooh, yeah. So they're going to face each other in the semifinals. Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray versus Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter. That's the semifinal matchup. To be honest, it's like I said before. Io Shirai doesn't need this Dusty Cup. Nor does Kaylee Ray. I think if anything, this tournament should be won by Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter. You know, they've been teaming up for the longest out of each of these teams. They are more in sync. I think this should be their tournament to win. This should be their tournament to win. Whether that happens or not, I have no idea, but Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai don't need this Dusty Tag Classic win. They don't need it. If anything, Io Shirai needs to get moved up to the main roster. And maybe even Kaylee Ray as well. I mean, she has, you know, one of the most epic runs as NXT UK Women's Champion, longest reigning. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just my take on it. But we'll see what happens. But yeah. And then, of course, we had a brawl between the Creed brothers and Imperium, and it even led to Solo Sikoa taking out I'm sorry, not Walt. Gunther. Golly, I can't believe that's his name now. But yeah, there's quite some build up there for this match, but this singles match Solo Sikoa and Gunther are about to have very soon. Not looking forward to Solo Sikoa losing, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Nikita Lyons made her debut against Kayla Inlay. Whew. The only thing I can really say about Nikita Lyons, thick. Moving on. Was kind of bummed to see Dante Chen lose to Duke Hudson. Was really bummed. He just hasn't had any luck at all. Grayson Waller got the best of LA Knight. Cameron Grimes beat Trick Williams. Actually, it was a really good match. Trick Williams, he can do a little something, something. He can do a little something, something. But, and then, of course, Dolph Ziggler and Tommaso Ciampa had an incredible match for the main event. Had a very incredible match. But, if I remember, this was for the number one contendership to the NXT Championship. Now, of course, he did have a little bit of help at the end as the cameraman attacked Tommaso, who turned out to be Robert Roode, his Dirty Dogs tag team partner. But yeah, so this should, I'm pretty sure this makes him number one contender for the NXT Championship. You know, a title that, as he said, has never won. So, we'll have to see what happens. It's going to have quite a task at hand dealing with Braun Breaker, the current champion. Because Braun Breaker, he's been doing his thing. But, you know, Tommaso looks like, I don't know if this is how, you know, this kind of writes Tommaso Ciampa off into mainly the main roster. But, you know, he's been kind of back and forth, so we'll see. It might not be over, but, you know, he recently wrestled on the main roster as well, so he might be in that in-between status before he's fully on the main roster. But we'll see. We'll see. Not really a whole lot happened on NXT UK other than I think it's safe to say that we have our newest challenger for the NXT UK Women's Championship in the form of the White Witch Isla Dawn, as she interrupted Meiko Satomura's celebration little tribute and attacked Meiko Satomura after a few words on the mic. So, looks like Isla Dawn is going to be next in line. Looking forward to that. Should be good. And then we had a great, epic tag team championship match as we finally got to see the champs, the NXT UK tag team champions of Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, take on the team of Oliver Carter and Ashton Smith. And I have to say, this was a great match. This was the main event, and it definitely shows. And I have to say, the way it ended was very innovative. Tyler Bate had the pin. Ashton Smith got his foot on the rope, and right before the 3 count, because the referee didn't see the foot on the rope, Trent Seven was able to sneak in there really quick, knock his foot off the rope, right as the ref counted 3. And Mustache Mountain retain the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. But this was a great match. Back and forth. Both teams really showcased well. But Mustache Mountain just too good. Just too good. But great main event. Definitely great main event. That's one thing I will say, that NXT UK continues to have good matches. You know, really good matches. A male went up against Zaya Brookside. That was actually pretty good. But, you know, they still put on good matches on NXT UK. So, have no complaints. And then SmackDown, which finally, Xia Li had her debut singles match on the main roster on SmackDown. So she wrestled Natalya, was able to beat Natalya, so she picked up the win. But, man, can you imagine? She got drafted to SmackDown on October 4th of last year, and the 25th of February is when she finally makes her main roster singles debut. Yet, she was drafted October 4th of last year. Can you believe that? It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But thank God she finally got a singles match. And of course, Los Lotharios, or now known as the Lethal Lovers, lost yet another tag team match to Kofi and Big E. Yeah. I don't get that. Shotzi taps out to Sasha Banks again. I think this is like the second or third time she's tapped out to her. Shotzi can't catch a break. And apparently now Naomi and Sasha Banks have reunited 2/3 of Team Bad. And they want to go after the women's tag team championships. Well, maybe that'll be somewhat interesting. Then again, the women's tag team championships have been trash. I mean, they're just sitting on Carmella and Queen Zelina. I think they may have like defended them like once, which I think was against Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley, but I don't think they've defended them again since. And they're just sitting there. They're just sitting there on both of those ladies, just collecting dust or sweat or whatnot, but just sitting there around their waists, not being defended. So I don't know. Sasha Banks, Naomi, they're gunning for the tag titles, which I think is ridiculous because I think Naomi should still be in singles competition going for a title, but yeah. Drew McIntyre beat Madcap Moss, which, first off, I will say, I'm glad to see that Madcap Moss is okay. That he was able to come to SmackDown and compete, and that he's okay. Because I know he took that nasty bump on his head from that reverse Alabama slam at Elimination Chamber. So, thank God he's okay. But Drew McIntyre beats Madcap Moss again. Just same stuff. Same stuff. Winner-take-all contract signing between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar went into chaos, as expected. Sonya Deville and Charlotte tried to take out Ronda Rousey, but that didn't fully go according to plan. And Sami Zayn haluva kicked Johnny Knoxville twice, actually. Yeah. And you know what I recently heard? So word is that supposedly Vince McMahon, there's going to be some sort of match with Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee. But what I think is probably going to lead to is Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee. Because, Vince McMahon is all about some Austin Theory. They've kind of had that storyline going. But even if that is the case, I mean, Like, to be honest, y'all, WrestleMania is going to suck. WrestleMania is going to suck so badly. Like, there's nothing exciting to look forward to. But WrestleMania, I mean, maybe y'all agree, maybe y'all disagree, but I mean, the Raw Women's Championship match, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, I mean, all they're really going to do, or at least what I believe they're going to do, is right the wrong from SummerSlam last year. Like... And then Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair, I really don't care. What's worse? Charlotte retaining or Ronda Rousey winning that title off her? I don't even know what's worse, but I don't care. And then Lesnar versus Roman, I mean, we've seen it at least a small handful of times now. The only thing is this is going to unify the titles. The only good that I can see from this is that I just hope this ends the brand split. I hope this ends the brand split. And that we can start seeing a lot more variety of competitors between both brands being showcased. I think overall they need to really figure something out. I mean, if it's dropped down to just a main men's title, or the main title, a mid-card title, women's title, might consider doing a mid-card women's title. Maybe something similar to how AEW's doing. Perhaps. Men's Tag Team Championship, Women's Tag Team Championship. And then, well, I mean, you have two mid-card men's titles. You have two mid-card Intercontinental and United States Championships. So, I mean, at least there's that. But, I mean, they really got to start doing better. Because the brand split's really messing things up. Because, I mean, really, there's not a lot of tag teams, even between the two brands. There's not really that many tag teams, especially for the women. So, I mean, the women's tag titles are sitting on a random team and Carmella and Queen Zelina. So, I mean, that should tell you something. But yeah, I'm not really excited for WrestleMania, to be honest with y'all. I'm not. I mean, I'm going to check it out. It's 2 nights. And the word is that Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair, that Women's SmackDown Championship match, is supposed to be the main event of night 1. And Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, the main event of night 2. So, yeah. I'm just not that excited about it. But to end this episode, want to talk about my experience at MLW Superfight and MLW Fusion. So both of these shows took place at the Grady Cole Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. A venue I've been to before. I've been there before for a New Japan Pro Wrestling New Beginning show, and also for NXT house show. So, which are both good. Which are both pretty good. I had front row near the ramp, the left side of the ramp. So that was a lot of fun. Had a great view. Had some great matches as well. I think the only bummer out of the whole card was, unfortunately, we did not get Alex Shelley versus Richard Holiday. It ended up being Matt Cross versus Richard Holiday. So I guess Alex Shelley couldn't make it. I don't know if it was due to planning or sickness or whatnot. But didn't get a chance to see Alex Shelley because he wasn't able to make it to this show. But still, had some good matches. Jacob Fatu wrestled, and oh my God, it was a Stairway to Hell match. Jacob Fatu, that dude has a filthy mouth. Oh my God, him and Maki Ito must be a couple because he's got a filthy mouth. I mean, he let out so many F-bombs in that match. It's crazy. But he went up against, I think it was Mads Kruger or Miles Kruger or something like that in this Stairway to Hell match. But man, he has no filter. Like, I'm like, dang, there's kids there. But I get it. It's MLW. Got to see the Von Erichs go up against Ricky Morton and his son, tag team match. That was actually really cool. Really cool to see that. TJP versus Myron Reed. That was actually a really good match. And TJP has a new hairstyle that I hadn't seen before. But yeah, that was a different look for him that I'm used to seeing for TJP. But that was a really great match. Very great match. Let's see. Davey Richards versus Alex Hammerstone for the main title was really good. They actually had Richard Holiday and Alicia Atout sitting 2 seats next to me, front row. So the two folks, the two fans sitting there got really, really lucky treatment, as Richard Holiday paid them off to take their seats for that match. And of course they got some t-shirts and swag to go with that. But these guys, like, Richard Holiday gave them like this big of a wad of rolled up cash. And we're not talking $1 bills, $10, $20 bills. We're talking like hundos. Just given to the fans to take their seats front row for that one match. Which, of course, you know, the announcer pulled them to a side like a couple of matches before that to let them know that, you know, that was going to happen. But, yeah, so those two fans, very, very lucky. And like I said, I was that close to Richard Holiday and Alicia Atout. Of course, you know, I tried to holler. You know, just, she stayed in character, so that was really cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed the fan experience. Just seeing everything from front row, the interactions. Killer Cross, he was in action, which he's got some hair now. His head's not shaved. But got to see him squash another wrestler, so that was really cool. But I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the show. They did MLW Superfight first, and then they did a TV taping MLW Fusion afterwards. So I thought that was really cool. Lot of matches. Whole lot of matches. And you know what? I enjoyed them. I definitely enjoyed them. It was a good show. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat made an appearance at the beginning. Got to see Savio Vega. Man, he's hadn't seen Savio Vega in forever. So it was good to see him. But yeah, man, it was just an MLW show. I definitely say is worth checking out live. You won't be disappointed. They had Lucha Trios matches, which I thought was really cool. But I had a lot of fun. I had so much fun. Front row, totally worth it. I would definitely go to another MLW show, for sure. But yeah, my first MLW show was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed it. But anyway, that's pretty much all that I have for this video. I want to thank those that tuned in to watch, and let me know what y'all think. What did y'all think about those that saw MLW or those that attended? What did y'all think? What do y'all think about the current competitors for the Face of the Revolution ladder match? How do y'all like how the AEW Revolution card is looking? It's stacking up pretty well. Women's Dusty Tag Classic. What do y'all think? Who do y'all think will win that? Who do y'all want to see win that? And yeah, just a lot to look forward to. We're about to enter. We're entering into the go home week for AEW as Revolution is coming up. And yeah, looking forward to doing my preview video of that. And of course, we're getting ready to kick off the New Japan Cup in just a few days. So we got that to look forward to. And then in another week or so, we got Stardom's New Blood show. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. A lot of wrestling. A lot of wrestling to look forward to. So let's get it in. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. And thank you so much again for watching. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram of Blitzball Champ Gaming. Hope everybody has a blessed week, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.